Good morning. It's Sunday here in lovely Derbyshire, and for the first time in what feels like forever, I don't have any plans. I don't have anything that I have got to get done today. So I'm just going to have a really lazy, cozy day. And that is going to start with coffee in bed, reading my book. At the moment, the book I'm reading is a non-fiction, and it's called Beauty Sick by Renee Engel, I think. And it's really, honestly, it's one of those books that I think might have changed my brain chemistry, because it talks about how women and girls and people in general are influenced, and their life choices are affected by how much they're worrying about their looks and their appearance. And genuinely, I now catch myself going, oh, have I made that call because I am worried about how I'm going to look in it? And it's really, I don't know, changed the way I've seen a lot of things. So I highly recommend it if you're in the market for a new non-fiction. So yeah, I think I'm going to read a little bit in bed, and then I might head downstairs and make some breakfast. I'm really craving Irish soda bread like my Irish granny used to make. So if I have the ingredients for that, I will whip up a quick loaf. And then, I don't know, I'm in a bit of a baking vibe today, so I will have a nosy maybe at my recipe book, see if I have the ingredients to make a bit of some kind of cake, I don't know, tart, I don't know, I'll see what I have in. And then I'm just gonna potter about, just gonna have a day in the cottage, doing nothing, being cozy, having Sunday vibes. So if you would like to join me, let's go.
So Irish soda bread is one of my favourite things to make, and it's, as far as breads go, it's really easy and it's really quick to make. You don't need to do any proving of the dough, you don't need to do any particular kneading of the dough, you just chuck all the ingredients in a bowl. You can use any kind of flour. I use spelt and whole grain flour just so that I'm getting a bit more protein and fibre, because I am obsessed with fibre at the moment. There's no yeast. It uses the reaction between soda and the buttermilk to create the rise in the bread, so that's really easy. That's why you don't need any proving. And honestly, it is as easy as pulling it together in this rough kind of dough, chucking it on a baking tray and shaping it. Every Irish soda bread I've ever seen has always had a cross in it, and I don't know why. I don't know if that's some kind of Irish religion thing, or whether there's a genuine baking reason as to why you're supposed to do it. But I always do it anyway, because otherwise it's not a soda bread. So I just shape it into a rough circle, put a bit of a cross on the top, and then throw that bad boy in the oven for 40 minutes or so. And when it comes out, you need to leave it for rest for a little bit, which is quite hard, but it's worth it. It's incredible. A lovely bake for a Sunday morning. Let me tell you, this is the hardest part. Taking it out of the oven, smelling that incredibleness, and then leaving it to cool. Oh, it's like absolute torture, but I promise you, it will be worth it in the end. Now this is a dream. Cutting into freshly baked soda bread on a Sunday morning. Oh my gosh, you would not believe the smell. Look at that bake. That is what you want. Now the next crucial step when you're making soda bread is to absolutely slather it in butter. So if that offends you, I would look away now. I'm actually going to use this hand-carved knife that I got in Estonia that is absolutely useless and does nothing that a normal knife would not do, but it's got a sheep on it, so I really like it. And when I say slather it in butter, I mean slather it in butter. In fact, the Danish have a term that I really like called tensmør, which I think translates to tooth butter, but it means you put enough butter out there that when you bite into it, you can see your teeth marks left in the butter, and that's when you have enough butter. Oh, look at that tooth mark. Dreamy.
Okay. I can tell you right now, today is going to be a really good day. Now, one thing about Irish soda bread is obviously you're going to have it with butter, and you can put other things on it as well. You can have it with jam.
You can have it with honey. You could have it with Marmite. I don't know that I might judge you a little bit for that. But the thing that you absolutely must have when you are eating Irish soda bread is a cup of tea. And if it is not Yorkshire tea, I'm not talking to you.
So even though it's Sunday and I was having a lazy morning, I do think I'd better get dressed at some point. With the help of Pan, obviously, who really thought about stealing my sock there, didn't he?
It's hair wash day today, so I am going to put in a hair mask, and I apologise in advance for how greasy my hair is going to look. I say hair mask, but I literally use some homemade rosemary oil, which I'm nearly out of, so maybe I will show you how to make that. I do this in the roots, and then I just put a bit of coconut oil that I melt down in the ends to moisturise it. It still looks alright. A couple of mouldy ones in there, so I figured if I could do something with raspberries. But I don't think I have any cream cheese, so I will not be making very tart slits with a cream cheese frosting. And that looks just as Trifles, hate the word trifle, hate everything about trifle. Why would you get something crunchy like biscuit and then make it all soggy and then put jelly? Look. Sashimi pomegranate cake. This is good. Don't have any pomegranates, but I could do a sashimi raspberry cake. Lingonberry and raspberry mazarin tart. So it sounds like a bit like a cherry bakewell, but a raspberry bakewell situation. We don't have any lingonberry jam. I do have raspberry jam. I feel like that's gonna work, isn't it? I could do that. I think maybe it's this one. Maybe I'm doing a lingonberry and raspberry mazarin tart, except it's gonna be a raspberry and raspberry mazarin tart. What do you think?
Is it just me who is physically incapable of following a recipe properly? Like, I kind of see a recipe like a guideline rather than actual rules. Like, here I am stabbing a pastry case, even though Rachel Koo, who is a professional chef and very good at her job, did not tell me to do that in the recipe. I just thought I knew better.
Meanwhile, explain toast the blanched almonds in a dry frying pan for 3 to 4 minutes until golden, stirring constantly. Put out on a plate and leave to cool. Then flip a cottage of it in a food processor until fine.
I'm pretty sure this is the point that I realised this was quite a big undertaking and not the gentle Sunday baking that I expected it to be. But, you know, when Rachel Koo tells you to do something, you've got to just do it. I actually have a chicken named after Rachel Koo. She's legacy from my first set of chickens that I ever owned. When I first got the chickens, I tried to name them all after celebrity chefs, but turns out there are not a lot of female celebrity chefs to name your chickens after, so I had to stop that tradition, and now they all just get random names depending on what I think they look like. So there we go, pie crust is out of the oven, and I'm being judged by Bandit there on the peninsula. Yeah, I know it's a little bit gross. There must be cat hairs everywhere, but nobody in my house minds the odd cat hair in their food, so we have learnt to live with it. So now I'm going to pipe in the frangipane or manzarin or whatever Rachel Koo was calling it with the jam. It is not as pretty as she made it look, but what are you going to do? Chuck the icing on, chuck some raspberries on. By this point I'm getting a bit fed up and my patience is running thin and I just want to eat my cake. So now we have got to my favourite bit of baking. The tasting, the testing, the making sure it's edible for others' consumption. In case you are wondering, this is a very nice cake. Quite a lot of effort for a lazy Sunday, but if you are in the market for a bit of a pottering around the kitchen, highly recommend it. It is very tasty.
Hey Pan, do you want to go for walkies? You want to go for walkies? Okay.
So we've had a really dry April and May, and I swear, today it's just all of the rain that we should have had in those 2 months has just been dumped on us. I got absolutely soaked during this walk, and I am freezing, so I'm gonna have a bath. But not just any bath, I'm going for a proper bougie bath. I've got my candles, I've got a glass of wine, I've got that touch of salt Lindt chocolate, which is the absolute best chocolate. I've got my Kindle, and I've even gone to the garden and got a couple of rose heads, and I'm going to put rose petals in my bath because it's a Sunday and I'm living the life. Proper bougie bath. I'm pretty excited. This is how you do a Sunday. Definition of a cozy Sunday. Got the fire on, got a roast dinner. What a lovely day.